Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts. This is my daughter Holly. That's my son Matthew, and welcome to the start of another epic travel series. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, we're going to be traveling around Japan, starting in Osaka, going on to Hiroshima, Kyoto, Nara, Hakone, and finishing in Tokyo. We're starting here at Manchester Airport. We're parked at Jet Parks 3, which means we've got to get a shuttle bus over to Terminal 2. Thank you. So we've made it to Terminal 2. Journey time on the bus was between about 5 and 10 minutes. So Terminal 2 is the last stop from the Jet Parks 3 car park. Went to Terminal 3 first, then 1, and now we're at 2. Just got to go upstairs and check in our bags for our flight. So now we need to see what check-in desks we're on. Okay, so that's our flight there to 12:15 to Beijing, E13 to 17. So what I normally do when I'm traveling with a backpack is I have an outer bag for it called an air porter, I think it's called, from Osprey. It just protects the backpack in transit because we don't want any of the straps getting damaged. Oh, they're from our last flight, so I better take those off as well. So I think that's from our last flight to China last year. Okay, we've checked in our bags at the desks just over there. We're now going to go through departures, through security, and we'll see you the other side. So we've made it through security. That only took about 5 minutes. We didn't even have to unpack our bags to get our laptops and phones out. So that was really easy. We're now going to try and get ourselves some breakfast. So I think the last time I was in Terminal 2 was when I went to Hong Kong back in 2023. So I've got a rough idea what the layout is here because it's quite new compared with a few years ago. They've had a full refurbishment here. But actually, I think first we're going to go and get ourselves some bottles of water for the flight. We've got our bottles of water for the flight. Now it's time to look for some breakfast. So we've come to the Bridgewater, which is on the top floor here at Manchester Terminal 2. It's actually changeover time between breakfast and lunch. So it's 11:15 now. The lunch menu starts at 11, so we decided to wait, not get breakfast, and get an early lunch instead. Me and Matthew have gone for fish and chips, and Holly has gone for mac and cheese. So you probably noticed that we were checking into a flight to Beijing then, not Japan, which you said we're going to Japan. We're actually flying with Hainan Airlines, which is a Chinese-based carrier. So all their flights from Manchester go to Beijing first. We're then going to have a transfer of around 3 hours in Beijing Airport, and then catch a flight to Osaka in Japan. So it'd be good to go to China again because we were there last year and really enjoyed ourselves there. But it will only be for 3 hours on this outward leg. It's 11 o'clock. We've still got an hour and 15 minutes before our flight departs. And what's worrying, on the board it's just come up. So our gate is A12 when it says to go to gate. But I know they want people there early and they'll probably start boarding early. But we've still got an hour and 15 minutes to go yet. And we still haven't had our dinner, well, our lunch. So hopefully this food comes really quick. We'll eat it really quickly and then we'll head over as quick as we can to the gate area. So Holly's mac and cheese has just arrived. There we go. Luckily, it's only about 4 minutes past 11, so we should make it in time. My fish and chips and Matthew's fish and chips should hopefully be coming out very soon. Good, Holly. So mine and Matthew's fish and chips has arrived. We're going to eat these really quickly. I didn't mention we also got a glass of water each. Total cost for these 3 meals was £46.50. So we finished our lunch. We're now heading over to gate A12. We ate that as fast as we possibly could. And the thing is, I know once we get to the gate, we're only going to be waiting around for about another 40 minutes anyway, but it's always safer to get to the gate on time just in case. And there's our plane there, Hainan Airlines, gate A12. This is the first time we've actually ever flown Hainan Airlines, so I don't know what to expect. I've looked online and the planes seem pretty reasonable. It looks like there's two different planes that fly from Manchester direct to Beijing. One's a really recent one, one's a bit older. So I guess we'll see what it's like when we get on board. The newer one has a lot better in-flight entertainment by the look of it, and a lot nicer seat layouts. We're going to be sitting 2 and 2. So Matthew and Holly are going to be together, and I'm going to be sitting by myself in front of them. So we've just got to gate A10 now. It's already started boarding, and I just need to get my eSIM for Japan, and actually for China as well, because we've got a layover in China. Need an eSIM there just for the airport, because we're going to make some purchases in the airport, again, some drinks and some snacks. So I use Airalo. I've been using them for a few years now, since 2023. Really simple. So you land in the country, you connect basically straight away. Really good price. So yeah, I'm just going to do that now so it's ready for when we land, firstly in Beijing, and then the Japan one for when we land in Osaka. Ready, Holly? Yeah. We're going to Japan. You okay, Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah. We made it on board the plane. I'm in seat 34A. Matthew and Holly are the seats behind me, 55A and C. I'll do a complete tour of the seat once we're airborne. We're just pushing back from the gate now. Once we're airborne, I'll tell you a lot more about the trip that we're going to do a full tour of the plane. Because like I said, this is the first time that I've ever flown on Hainan Airlines. So it'll be interesting to take a look what the airline is actually like. So, taxiing to the runway now, should be airborne hopefully in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take off sharply. Please make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. Mobile phones and other electronic devices are switched off or set in airplane mode. Thank you.
So that was a pretty smooth takeoff. We took off about 10 minutes after schedule at about 25 past 12. The flight time to Beijing today is going to be about 10 hours, due to arrive 20 past 5 in the morning local time. So I guess I'm just going to sit back, relax, have a quick tour around this seat as well. So I'll show you guys what this plane is like. Matthew and Holly, like I said, are seat behind me in rows 55A and 55C. I'm in 54A. There's one window to my left-hand side here. Really warm day today in the UK. Like, I've got this quite lightweight fleece on. Probably going to take it off soon because it is pretty warm. And it's one of those airlines that doesn't have air conditioning you can control. So there might be a stream of air coming in, but I can't control that. Anyway, let's have a look around the seat, shall we? So this is going to be a seat tour of this Hainan Airlines flight. We're flying on an Airbus A330-300. In front of me here, I've got the media console. We'll look at that in a minute. I want to know what's all the movies that they've got on at the present time. We've got a sickness bag, obviously the safety card, and an in-flight magazine. That's all in Chinese. I've already had a quick look through that, so I'm not able to read any of that, but there's some nice pictures in there. We've got a tray table, that one of those foldable types. In the pouch right in front of me, there's enough space for a bottle of water, my phone. I've brought a charger and everything inside that bag there. And this is the amenity kit that we've got. I'll open that a little bit later so we can see what's in there. And it's going to be a little bit... Oh, and there's the leg room. It's going to be a little bit difficult showing you the seat because I am sitting right next to somebody and obviously don't want to film them. But kind of see what it looks like there. I've not seat here so we can see can recline. That's what it looks like. And above us here, we've got some lights, which I haven't seen where you control. You must control the lights from the console here, but there's no air conditioner up there, so it is just automatic, which I always prefer to be able to control the blowers myself. Anyway, let's have a look what's on the media console in front of me. So let's start this up. I'm going to select language. Okay, looks like there's an introduction to begin with. Okay, I guess we got to wait for that to finish. It does look like there's adverts everywhere as well. So if you look over there, there's adverts all the way in the luggage bins. Here we go. I'm going to select English. Let's look at movies first. Okay. So we got Paddington in Peru, June Part 2, and How to Make a Million, Gorilla, Kong, New Empire, Gladiator 2, Flight Risk. So these are the highlights of the month. I won't read them all, I'll just scan through them so you can see. Okay, so that's the highlights of the month. Looks like we got Hollywood movies. National Image Films. So that must be local Chinese movies. Chinese cinema there. I imagine it's going to be a lot of that because we are on a Chinese airline after all. Asian Story. European Perspective. A whole section dedicated to Marvel. Cinema Greats. Oscar-winning movies. Family-friendly comedies. Okay, so that's all of that. Let's have a look what's on TV now. You got HBO. You got English TV series. Okay, so that looks the same as, I don't know, a lot of those ones are the same that was on HBO. Chinese TV series. UCO. BBC documentaries. Discovery. I'll just click through these real quick. CCTV documentaries. Universal Vision. Rosy Clouds. Travel. Oh, we're actually banking to the left there, so there's, because I've got a gimbal on the camera, it stays level, so that's the angle of the flight at the moment. About the airline, maybe, or about Hainan Airlines. Okay, flight maps, this is what I watch most of the flight usually. I will watch a couple of movies, I think, today. But let's have a look at what's on the map, shall we? There we go, that's our flight today. Manchester. Oh, where'd it go? Manchester, Beijing. 10 hours we'll be over there. I just switched that to 10, but I guess that moves it around. Bunch of games on there. You fancy playing some games on your flight? Looks like you do shopping from your seat. I'm going to do that. Okay, so destination info as well. So that was a quick tour around our seat. I hope you could see exactly what I'm looking at. Like I said, it's a bit of a cramped space, and I am sitting next to somebody, so I don't want to be filming with the camera in his face so I can get a good shot of the seat. If he goes to the bathroom later, I'll do a good video of the seat so you can get a better view of that. I think all we're going to do now is relax for a few hours. There is no menu, so I'm not sure what's going to be here for lunch. Fingers crossed it's going to taste nice. I'll keep you updated along the flight, so see you shortly. Oh, I also forgot to mention that there is a USB charging point underneath the monitor there. And if you are interested in what's in the amenity kit, we've got some socks, we've got a toothbrush and a small thing of toothpaste, and we've also got some earplugs and an eye mask. There we go. That's what's in the amenity kit. I also forgot to mention on the way into the plane, they were actually handing out the earphones. So I got one, Matthew's got one, Ollie's got one. It does feel a little weird as well, flying with Matthew and Ollie, but not actually sitting by them. We don't only sit in a 2-2 configuration. It's always usually a 3 configuration by the windows. But because we do like sitting by the windows, I like to film out the windows. That's why we did it in this route. We could have always sat in the middle seats, which is a 4 configuration, but then we would have got to look out the window. So I decided to sit next to somebody. So me and Ollie at the moment is sitting by the window. They drew straws. Ollie's going to sit by the window flying out, and Matty's going to fly in by the window coming back home. What shall I watch? Might be Alien Romulus. I haven't seen that yet. So they've actually run out of food by the time they came to us. The only option is mushroom and asparagus risotto. So we had no options. So there's the mushroom and asparagus risotto. Got a bread roll. We've got some salmon. Something there. Looks like maybe a chocolate cake for dessert. Okay, just to give you a quick update, we're about 2 hours into the flight. As you saw, we've just had the dinner service now. And I mentioned, I don't know if you could actually hear it, but as we were in the last couple of rows where they were bringing the meals out, we didn't have any option at all. We just had to have the mushroom and asparagus risotto. If I'm completely honest, it didn't taste very nice at all. Ollie didn't really eat it, Matthew didn't like it, but got no option, so we had to have it. You saw me put Alien Romulus on to watch that movie. After about 5 minutes in, I just realised I've actually seen that film before, so I've turned it off. And there isn't really much else that I want to see. I might see Dune 2, part 2, but I'm not sure. So we've just gone over Russian airspace. That's the thing with Hainan Airlines, because the Chinese carrier does fly over Russia, unlike Western Airlines, which the airspace is restricted. So that's why the flight to Beijing is only 10 hours today. If we're flying with British Airways, or Western one, it'd be about 2 hours extra. So I'm going to head back to my seats. It's really all filming because I've got gauges over my shoulders. So I'll do my best to continue on. But I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. See you back at the seat. You okay, Holly? Having fun? Okay, so the guy beside me has just gone to the bathroom, so it's a perfect opportunity to show you what chairs are like. As you can see, when people in front of you recline, there's basically no space at all. There's a chair. There's a chair. You can move the headrest up and down a little bit. There's the chair itself. There's the leg room. And that's how much space you've got just in front of you. But as you can see, it's literally when the person reclines front. It's only about almost an arm length from the chair in front to the actual chair there. And there's Ollie behind. And there's Matthew behind. So, there we go. Ollie, having fun? So the bathroom is over there. And also there's two in the back as well, over there. The cabin crew have come around as well and made sure everybody shuts their window. We've still got 8 hours to go till we land in Beijing, or just under 8 hours. We're currently over Russia. Just entered Russian airspace actually about 20 minutes ago, just before I went to the bathroom. Nothing much more I can say about the flight actually, so there I am in my seat. It is a full flight if I'm honest, but I guess in business class it's not very busy, because when we were checking in there was a guy trying to sell his upgrade us to business class. It was £700 each if we wanted to switch from economy to business class. If I was by myself, I might have potentially done that, but £700 for free people, not a hope. I'm not going to do that. The whole reason actually we came on this flight and we're going to Japan is because I was able to get really amazing price seats on this flight today and return back to Tokyo in a couple of weeks' time. So altogether, for our return flights to Japan, it's less than £1,500 for all three of us. It was 1,400 and something. Mine and Matthew's seats were in the 400 and something range, and Holly might have been high 300s. But I'll actually put on the screen here exactly how much this flight costs. So it's by there or by there somewhere. So that's the flight of this return flight to Japan. So we're flying on Hainan Airlines, as you're probably aware by now. We're going Manchester to Beijing, 3 hours layover at Beijing, then on to Osaka, and then returning in a couple of weeks' time from Tokyo to Beijing. That's going to be a really long layover. That's going to be 10 hours at Beijing. I'm really not looking forward to that. And due to the timings, we couldn't actually leave Beijing, go to the city, then come back. Because we've still got our 2-year multi-entry visas from when we went to China last year. And then from Beijing back to Manchester. So real bargain. We basically paid, for the three of us, less than one single person's flight when I was looking to come here over the Easter holidays. Cheapest flights I could see over the Easter school break was 1,600 return. We're going in the end of May school break now, and we're paying less than that for all three of us, which is a really good deal. And I just want to let all you guys know that to accompany this travel series I think I'm going to call our Epic Japan Trip, I've actually produced a travel guide. It's totally free. You can download it using the description down below or scanning the QR code on the screen here. I'll tell you more about it in a minute because the guy's coming back to his seat now. Got about 5 hours left of our flight before we arrive in Beijing. Did try to watch Dune Part 2, but just the audio through those earphones were not very good, so I turned that off. We're currently flying over Siberia. It's still not dark outside yet. I've just looked out the window. It looks like kind of a sunset. I'm not sure what the local time is here. In Beijing, it's just after midnight, so I'm going to guess it's maybe 4 hours or 3 hours before that local time. Anyway, I'm going to see if they've got any snacks at the rear of the plane. Sometimes on airlines, they do have snacks and drinks at the rear of the plane, so I'll check that out now. So we've got some snacks. What have we got, Ollie? Some crackers. Cumin flavoured corn snacks.
Often.
Got some cheese. So Matthew just made himself some cream cheese on a cracker. Hopefully it's not too messy. So like, tastes like nothing. This is our breakfast. It's Looks like stir-fried noodles with some pork. We got bread roll. We got some melon and pineapple there. Nothing in there. And a yogurt. I'll tell you a little bit more about this later. Ollie doesn't like it. The guy next to me has just gone to the bathroom, so I'll just tell you a little bit about that breakfast, you like. They started the breakfast service with 2 hours 40 minutes before landing. It took about 20 minutes to get to us. Then in the row in front, they actually ran our food. So we're row 54. I'm row 54, I should say. I think Holly is 55. So they start from the back and go to row 56 and stop the service. And they start the service in front of us. I'm not sure, maybe around the 30s, and then get to us. So we're on that cycle coming forwards to us. So like I said, row in front, they then ran our food and then just went away. They came back about 7 or 8 minutes later. There was no options. It was just stir-fried pork noodles, which I don't think is breakfast food, judging by what other people were having. It had a different coloured tin foil pack that it was in. So that must have just been left over from something as an emergency. So that's probably all the food they had on board. So that's what they brought us. Mine was lukewarm. Matthew and Holly's said was warm. So at least Matthew had warm food. Holly didn't really like it. But yeah, I really don't think that was our correct breakfast. So if you are flying Hainan Airlines, don't sit in rows 54 and 55 because that's the very end of the meal service, so you're not likely to get what you want. This is probably a good time to tell that I've actually created a guidebook to Japan. It's called the Travelshorts Guide to Japan. It's totally free. It contains all the information about our trip, all the places we stayed, the activities we did, tips and tricks we've learned along the way. It looks like it's going to be about 50 pages long because You're doing a lot of research about this trip. It's partly written already, but it'll be finished by the time we get home. It normally takes me a good week or two to design these guides. And like I said, it's totally free of charge, so you can just click on the link in the description down below, or I'll also put a QR code on the screen up here somewhere where you can scan and download it. And just like everything I do with this YouTube channel, I do this for fun, not for profit. So I'll never ask anybody for Patreon, buy me a coffee, subscribe to my channel, send me a super chat, buy my merchandise. I purely just do this for fun and enjoyment. And I hope you guys who watch this actually enjoy what you're seeing as well. One thing that really winds me up when I watch travel YouTubers is the first thing they say. Well, within the first few words that they say subscribe to my Patreon channel. As soon as they do that, I turn it off. Because I'm kind of from the original infancy of the internet where everybody used to help everybody out. In fact, I've had this YouTube channel for over 18 years now. Before I had this channel, I used to upload travel videos just to the internet, even before YouTube used to exist. It used to be Google Video I used to upload to, and then obviously Google bought out YouTube. And even before this channel, I had another one on YouTube when they first started, but I stopped uploading to that when I developed the Travelshorts channel. Yeah, I will never ask you for money, anything like I said. But if you do feel like you wanted to donate anything because of what you've seen, I don't want that money at all. I do have a link in the description down below to a charity that I support, the Motor Neuron Disease Association, otherwise known as ALS. So if you ever feel like you want to give anything, don't give that to me, give that straight to charity. So it's a charity that's really close to my heart. Thank you once again. We've got an hour and a half before we arrive in Beijing. It's just starting to get light now, so I've opened the window shutter. Do you want to have a little look? So as you can see, the sun is just starting to come up a little bit. There are some lights down there as well, I think. Looking at the map, we're flying over Mongolia at the moment. So there's Ulaanbaatar. We were actually due to go to Ulaanbaatar back in 2021, 2022, when we were going to go and do the most epic trip I've ever planned in my life, where we were actually going to get a train from North Wales, where we live, all the way to Hong Kong, obviously changing trains along the way, but it was going to be an unbroken overland adventure from North Wales to Hong Kong. Had 5.5 weeks off work. We're going to do it through the school summer holidays. But obviously, I think everybody knows what happened in 2021, well, in 2020 and 2021. And then after that, China had been closed for a couple of years, so we couldn't do the trip. We eventually went to China last year, in March and April of 2024. So if you're interested in watching the China videos, I've got a whole set of them on my channel. So just look at the playlists on my channel. You see loads of China travel videos on there.
You okay, you too?
Yeah.
Only about an hour and a half to go.
You can kind of see like that part's a lot lighter, but you can still see it.
So we've now got just under an hour left before we arrive at Beijing Airport. They've just come up a loudspeaker just to say the entry procedures, what you need to do and what you can't bring into the country. If you're feeling ill and have an infectious disease, you need to declare that to the customs officer. Also, if you're bringing in giant clams, birds' nests, fresh fruit, vegetables and fresh meat, and also aquatic species, they need to be declared to the customs people. So, should be arriving soon. Quite looking forward to it. It'd be good to be in Beijing again, even if we are only going to be there for about 3 hours.
And it looks like the sun is just about to rise on the horizon over there. I think we picked the right side of the plate to sit on.
With the landing shuttling, let's make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beijing, where we are arriving at Terminal 2 of Beijing Capital International Airport. Please remain seated and do not open the overhead compartment until the aircraft has come to a capable stop. For those passengers who are continuing to out of cities on Hainan Airlines flights, please contact the ground staff for your check-in luggage information. Fly your dreams, fly Hainan Airlines, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you and goodbye.
That's it. We've arrived at Beijing Capital Airport. What we're going to do now is try and find the signs that say transit and make our way to our next flight. And there's our plane that we just come from, all the way from Manchester. So transfer to the right. So just as we arrived as well, my Aerolo eSIM for China kicked in literally while we were still on the runway. I took my phone off airplane mode and within a minute, I had data for here in China. Probably won't need it for a while, but if we decide to eat something in one of the cafes or restaurants here over the next 3 hours, we'll need to use Alipay and we need data to do that. If you're not familiar with Alipay, that's basically in China nowadays, there's cashless payments everywhere, either via Alipay or WeChat. We had all that set up last year when we came to China. So I just reactivated Alipay just a few days ago before we departed and came here today. We don't know what gate we're in, so we need to find a screen to see what gate we're on. Hey, Holly. Because look, gates 1 to 11's up there, and gates 12 to 18 are up there. Now, I'm going to be honest, that took an awfully long time going through security, a lot longer than I thought, just because of the amount of camera equipment I've got in my rucksack here. First of all, I just described what we actually did. So we just went through the transfer doors, through the transfer desk there. First of all, they shouted us because we went all in three in one go. So they shouted Matthew and Holly to go back. But that's okay, I guess they just want it single file. Then we went through security itself. I took my usual things out of my bag, my laptop, a couple of power banks, one of the cameras. But then it had to keep going through because every single item had to come out of my bag in the end, because as you know me, I do travel with a lot of electronic equipment. Every single thing had to come out of the bag, and it went around a few times and a few times more. We're looking to fill our bottle up now. So here's some drinking water, it says. So let's go and get some drinking water. Our first priorities is fill our water bottles with some nice cool water. I've already done mine. There's Matthew doing his. Just wanted to point out, I wasn't really having to go at security for taking so long doing all that. I know they're doing their job, and it's always better to be on the side of caution and be safe. Especially when you're in an airport and you're about to fly. I'm happy that security are really thorough going through people's bags. That fills me with a lot more confidence when we're going on airlines that nobody's snuck something a bit naughty in. So we're in Terminal 2. It's still pretty early. What time is it? About 6 in the morning? 20 past 6 in the morning. We've got a good couple of hours here. We're going to try and find a screen somewhere to actually say what gate our flight is going to be going from. But there's our flight, the 8:45 HU473, going to Osaka. I have to say Osaka there. It's a code share by the look of it with JD. I'm not sure what airline with JD, and it's going to go from gate 7. What I think we're going to do now is have a good look around in this Terminal 2, because on the flight back, we've got a pretty long layover here. So I want to see what is here, especially all the places to eat. Like I said, a long layover coming back. We're going to be having our dinner and our breakfast here on the way home. Not sure, but this might be our flight to go to Osaka by there. Still got a good couple of hours yet, though. Got ourselves a Starbucks there. We're going to keep walking. We're going to do a complete loop of Terminal 2 just so we know what's here. So I think we've finished our tour around Terminal 2. Lots of duty-free shops, lots of makeup shops, one Starbucks, 2 restaurants which are exactly the same, one each side. So here's a map of the terminal if you are going to be coming here. Like I said, there's only kind of 2 main restaurants, convenience shop, Starbucks. The rest is just the duty-free cosmetics and liquor and tobacco shop. Quite small, actually. Matthew said he's spotted a bit of a convenience store, which we're going to go to now, buy some crisps. So we've just been to the Chinese commodity shop by there, which sold a few snacks. We got ourselves some Lay's crisps. When we were in China last year, we actually loved these ones, didn't we, Holly? They taste really nice. It's like a same style as Pringles. Everywhere we went in China, we always bought a pack of these. Matthew and Holly got a Dove bar each. Back in the UK, these are known as Galaxies. And Holly got a small little bottle of water. Altogether, this came to 36 yuan, which is around £3.50. Still as good as they were last time? Yep. So what I'm going to do now is, I didn't have time before we left home, so there's 2 ways to get into Japan. You can either just turn up and fill in a paper-based form to go through immigration, or you can fill in all your details on the Visit Japan web, and then you get a QR code and you can just walk through immigration when you get to, well, Osaka in our case. I was just going to do the paper-based one when we get there, but we've got a few hours here in Beijing Airport, so I thought I would just register on Visit Japan web now. I've done mine. Next is going to be Matthew's passport, so you just scan your passport details, enter a little bit of information, and that's all you need to do. I'll do that now. Thank you, Ollie, for filming me. So we're all registered on the Visit Japan web app. Took about 10 minutes in total, so I had to enter all our passport details, what flight we were going to be arriving on, and sign some custom declarations about what we're not bringing into the country. Now, when we do get into Osaka, we've just got to show a QR code each, and we should hopefully, fingers crossed, whiz through security. So while we're sitting here waiting for our flight to Osaka, I want to tell you a little bit about the trip itself. So we're going to fly into Osaka, as I've just mentioned quite a few times. With that, I'll wait for that to finish. So the Tanai announcement's just finished. So like I was saying, we're going to fly into Osaka. We're going to arrive at Kansai Airport. We're then going to get the Airport Express into Osaka itself. So we're going to be starting off in Namaba. That's where our hotel is for the next 2 nights. We're staying at the Monterey Grasmere Hotel right by Namaba Station. So we're going to have 2 whole days in Osaka. We're then going to go for a day trip to Hiroshima and Miyajima Island, just for 1 day. Then come back to Osaka, where we're going to spend 2 days in Universal Studios Japan. First time ever going to that theme park, so we're really looking forward to it. After we finish in Universal, we're then going to go to Nara and then on to Kyoto. We're going to have 2 nights in Kyoto before finally heading to Tokyo. And then in Tokyo, we're going to have 2 days going around the city, 1 day going out to Hakone to hopefully, fingers crossed, see Mount Fuji. And then we're going to spend another 4 days at Tokyo Disneyland. 2 days in Tokyo Disneyland itself, and then 2 days in Tokyo Disney Sea before flying home. In total, we're going to be in Japan for 15 days, and we're really looking forward to it, aren't we, Holly? Yes.
What's the difference in Tokyo Disneyland and Go Disney?
They're 2 separate parks. They're still in Tokyo Disney.
Is the Disney Sea like sea animals or something?
No animals. It's still a theme park with lots of rides. That's where Fantasy Springs is, where the Frozen ride is. Frozen ride.
Here's Mount Giza. Mount Giza.
Mount Giza. There's no Mount Giza. There's Mount Prometheus.
No, the Mount.
Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going to go and see when we go to Hakone. It's the tallest mountain in Japan. Yes. And fingers crossed we're going to see it. So as I mentioned on the flight, just as we arrived in Beijing, we did come to China last year, and we spent 23 days touring around. Started in Beijing here. Then we went to Xi'an, Shanghai, Chengdu, Guilin, Yangshuo, and finished up in Hong Kong. So like I said, you can find all those videos on my channel. Just look for the epic China trip. And if you are coming to China, I did produce a guidebook for China as well, like I've done for Japan. Again, that is totally free. I won't charge you anything for it. I won't even ask you for your email address. And if you are interested in that Travelshorts guide to China, the link obviously will be in the description down below, or just scan the QR code on the screen here and you'll be able to download it free of charge straight away. I think we've got about 1 hour and 10 minutes for our flight, so we're in the quiet section here. But I think, do you want to head over to our gate number 7, to see if it's going to start boarding soon? No? Yeah, I think we will. So they've just announced that our flight is going to be boarding. They're not calling it by seat numbers, so we've just joined the queue. Hopefully you should be on the plane in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Hainan Airlines. If you want to upgrade, please contact us. Thank you.
So we've made it onto our plane. We were one of the very first to board. We're sitting next to each other this time, unlike the previous flight, so that's always a bonus. This is going to be a really short flight. I think it's just under 3 hours to get to Osaka today. Before we take off, I think I'll do a really quick seat tour. So we're flying today on a Boeing 737-8. No screen on in front of us either, like the previous one. This is just a short haul flight. So we've got a safety card in there and a sick bag. The tray table there. Quite a small pouch in front of us. I've just got, this is a complimentary bottle of water that they gave us. So we've got one each.
I've just put my cables in there, but there is actually no USB charging in the seats, so don't really need that. Got a window seat. So this is a row 47, A, B, and C. Actually, number 47's got 2 windows, which is always a bonus. But the seats look like there's Matthew and Holly. Not very much legroom, as you can see with Matthew there. The seats do recline, but we won't be doing that on this flight. So that was it, a really quick seat tour on our Hainan Airlines flight to Osaka. We're still pretty early, it's 8:05 now, and we're not due to depart until 9:15, so potentially we're going to be on board for another 40 minutes before we take off. See you guys soon. I stand mistaken, they've just come over the loudspeaker to say that the flight time is 2.5 hours, so that's half an hour shorter than I thought. That's a bonus.
Forecast. We make anticipates during the flight. So may I remind you of passengers that are last anything. Thank you for your cooperation. Wish you a pleasant journey. Thank you.
Did you hear that? What? Turbulence. There might be a bit of turbulence, Holly. We pushed back from the gate and now we're taxiing to the runway. Hopefully we should be in the air in the next few minutes. Well, that was a relatively smooth takeoff from Beijing Capital Airport. Really lovely clear skies today in Beijing. Unfortunately, looking at the weather forecast for Osaka just before we left, it is going to be raining today when we arrive, and probably all evening as well. Well, about a 65% chance of rain this evening. Fingers crossed it won't be too much, but I guess we are going to have to experience some rain. Over the next few days is actually given rain, not just for today as well. I didn't check any further than that. Hopefully it will clear up for the rest of the trip. For these first few days, I guess we're just going to have to wear our raincoats. Oh, like I mentioned earlier, flight time today will be about 2.5 hours, so it is a relatively short flight. I do my usual things, film out the windows, film Matthew and Holly, film the landing. If anything interesting does happen, I'll let you guys know. I don't think there'll be a meal service on board because it is 2.5 hours. If there is, I'll film that as well. I've found the USB port. It's by there. It's good to know. It means I can charge my phone. And it looks like they're coming around with a meal service as well. That's a bonus. So this is what we've got for breakfast. So we've got a box with some pastries, some bread, some fruit, some yogurt. Not sure what that is. I've got chicken noodles and a Pepsi. To be honest, it's pretty awkward to eat because that big cardboard box takes up quite a lot of space. And I've just got the chicken noodles there. I did kind of wake up Matthew and Holly to see if they wanted anything, but they decided they don't want anything, they just want to sleep. So I'm going to tuck in and eat this now. That tasted really good, far nicer than the 2 meals we had on the previous flight. Yeah, really happy with that. We've got about 25 minutes before we land. The cabin crew have just come around, just asking everybody to put their seats back up, making sure no tray tables are down. Hopefully we'll be on the ground shortly. We did hit a little bit of turbulence about half an hour back. Waved the airplane back into for a little bit. Seatbelt light came on, so we always keep our seatbelts on during the whole flight anyway, but a lot of people like to put the seatbelt on. Lasted for about maybe 10 minutes, not too bad, and nothing really major. So, you guys have ever on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Osaka.
Well, we've landed at Osaka Kansai International Airport. As you can probably see, it is raining outside. Not sure how strong the rain is, but we're taxiing to our gate. We've landed in Terminal 1. Hopefully, when we pull up to the gate, it's a case of going through security, getting our bags, and then catching the airport express to Namaba, and then go to our hotel.
Shuttle station for arrival and transfer. So now we need to find out where our luggage is. Let's go to that screen there. Number 3. There, Beijing. So we've seen our first suitcase over by there. There's our first bag. And there's our second bag. What we're going to do now is just take some of the stuff out of the hand luggage, put them in the case, probably get our waterproof jackets out as well, and then head towards the train station. So we're going to head to 2F, which is the railways, and it's that way. So we've just picked up our JR passes from the ticket office behind us there. We haven't gone for the full JR rail pass because that's a bit expensive and it actually isn't worthwhile financially for us to get that. We picked up the JR Kansai Hiroshima pass. I'll tell you more about that in 3 days' time when we go to Hiroshima. But we picked it up from there just for future reference. Now we're going to get our tickets from the Nanki thing right ahead of us there. This is going to take us to Namaba Station, which is where our hotel is. So let's get some tickets. So ours is going to be the next train. We're actually going on the Rapido, which is less stops than the train that just went in front of us there. We've also got reserved seating as well, so we're guaranteed a seat, and it's a little bit more comfortable as well. We're going to be in car 3, seats 1, 2 and 11. So I'm hoping the 11 is a single seat opposite Matthew and Holly, who are seated in 1 and 2. Total price for this is 3,380 yen.
We will be making brief stops at Rintu Town, Izumi Sano, Tenachaya, and Shin Imamiya. The next stop is Rincun Town, station number MK31.
We made it onto the Rapido. Matthew and Holly are sitting behind me over there. I'm about 4 seats in front on the opposite side. We've already gone to, I think, 3 stations. I think there's 6 stops in total, so we're probably halfway there. When we get to Namaba, we'll walk to our hotel, which is the Windermere Grasmere, or Windermere, is the Monterey Grasmere. And time now, actually, is 20 past 2, so we should be able to check into our room. So check-in time is usually 3 o'clock, and I think they're pretty strict as well about check-in, so you can't really check in early. But the fact that it's approaching 3 o'clock soon by the time we get there and walk from the station to the hotel, so we might be able to check into the room, freshen up a bit, and then go and explore the town, or the city even. Some people have got off at that stop, so I've come to sit by Matthew and Holly by there.
We will soon be arriving at Namaba, station number NK01, our final stop.
So that took about 40 minutes from Kansai International Airport to Namaba Station. We're going to go out the north gate because our hotel is a bit further north than the train station. So that was our Rapido from Kansai Airport. We're now going to go that way and leave Namaba Station. So fingers crossed 3F is the correct exit to leave Namaba Station. Like I said, our hotel, the Monterey Grasmere, is north of Namaba Station. So hopefully by going out the north exit, we should be a little bit closer. It looks like we're going to be going outside in the rain. The rain's not very heavy, so we didn't put our waterproof jackets on or our umbrella, got our umbrella out of the bag. Should be another 5-minute walk to the hotel, hopefully. Matthew just pointed out there's a statue thingy there. There we go, I'll do that. It should just be another few minutes ahead of us on this road here. We've just spotted our hotel, Hotel Monterey, right by there. And I believe check-in is on the 22nd floor. So let's pop over there now. We have arrived. Okay, thank you.
Well, we've arrived. I'll do a full room tour in just a second once we settle in for a little bit. See you in a second.
So we've just arrived here at the Hotel Monterey Grasmere in Osaka. We're going to go and do a quick room tour of our room, which is 2834. So let's go in. As soon as you come in, there is a vanity mirror there. Hello. We've got some complimentary slippers on the floor. Let's start in the bathroom, shall we? So we've got standard Japanese toilet bathroom with a bidet function. We have got quite a few amenities, actually. Body towels, headbands, combs, razors, cotton buds, toothbrushes, and mouthwash as well. There's a sink, got hand foam there, nice mirror on the wall, shower there over the bath, got a few body washes, shampoos, conditioners there, quite a few towels,
And as we go into the main room, so this is a family room. So we've got a triple room, so 3 single beds. We've also got a few chairs there as well, where Holly's sitting down after a long flight to get here. TV. Let's have a look what we've got in here. Okay, tea and coffee making facilities. Oh, a vanity mirror there. Is this what you want me to talk about, Holly, that vanity mirror? Okay, I guess it's not plugged in, but I'm assuming the light will come on when we press that. Notepads, laundry bags, information about spa treatments and the hotel there. Okay, oh yeah, and they also give Holly this little gift when we checked in as well. So we'll have a look at that later, yeah? It's got plugs there, hairdryer, some tissues, 3 complimentary bottles of water. There's, looks like a pod coffee machine, drip pod, with 4 different types of coffees in there. Got wardrobe here, coat hangers. That's about it. Don't know what that is. Maybe Febreze or something. Fabric and air freshener. Haven't really seen that in a hotel before. Let's take a look at the view. So we're on floor 28, so we have got a pretty high floor. And it's actually a really good view of the city as well. So this is a city view room. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by that view. And then one last look at the room here. So the 3 beds. Oh, and we've also got some pajamas. Brother, set of pajamas each. What's this saying? Dear guests, protect the environment. Okay, so about how they do the laundry. Telephone, 2 plugs by there. Anything in here? No, that doesn't open. And that's it. Quick, that's our tour of the Hotel Monterey Grasmere in Osaka in the Namaba area. If you are interested, I actually booked this hotel via trip.com. In fact, every hotel we're staying at during this trip to Japan was booked via trip.com. I found them to have the best prices from everywhere I was looking at when I came to booking this holiday. If you are interested in this hotel, I will leave a link in the description down below to it, or you can also scan this QR code on the screen here, which will take you directly to this hotel's page on trip.com. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing as well. Just as we arrived into Kansai Airport, as just the same as in China, I had a eSIM with Airalo for Japan. As soon as we landed, started taxiing to the gate, that kicked in and I was getting data even before we departed the plane. So, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, I've been using Airalo since 2023 for all our international holidays. Never really had an issue with them at all. Always really happy with them. So that's why I'm happy to recommend them every time I go abroad. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just really happy with the product and the service that it offers. So if you are interested in getting Airalo eSIMs for your travels around the world, I will put a link in the description down below, or again, you can scan the QR code on the screen here to go directly to Airalo. Sorry, Holly, I think that QR code is going to be blocking your face. And if you use my referral code, which I'm going to put on the screen here, you'll get $3 off your first purchase. So I think that's going to end our travel day coming here to Osaka all the way from Manchester yesterday. So we departed, when was it? 12:15?
Something like that.
UK time on Friday. It is now after 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So I hope you've enjoyed this travel video. We're really tired, but we're still not going to end here. We're off to Osaka and specifically Dotonbori area for our food shortly and to have a tour around. That'll be in the next video. So we're going to spend the afternoon and the evening touring around Osaka. So I hope you watch the next video to see that. And again, like I said, we're here for just over 2 weeks. So we're going to do daily vlogs from our travels here. But this is going to be the end of our travel day coming here to Japan. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you are new here, my name is Mark. And along with my son Matthew and daughter Holly, we make travel and theme park videos from around the world. Now, Holly, you're going to do your special message for everybody.
If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Bye.
Bye. Next time on Travelshorts' Epic Japan Trip.